when the lights come down and I leave the stage.
How you doing, folks? Brian T. Shirley, BTS on the road here at the Effingham College and Career Academy in Rincon, Georgia. And I'm going to be doing a show for the United Way today. So this is another different view of stand-up comedy for you. I'm here at about 10:30, 10:40 in the morning, and I'll be going up around 11:15. So I'll try to show you as much as I can. It just depends on what the layout of the room is, but they did tell me I can film. So we're also going to be served today by some students. They're going to be cooking our food for us, and it's part of their curriculum. So this is going to be a really cool event. I'm going to do make them laugh, and they're going to have some speakers. We're going to have some videos. So I get lunch and to drive down here and have a good time with these folks at the United Way in Rincon, Georgia. That's Effingham County.
Hi, my name is Elise Zilke, and this is Julie Dickey, and we're employees of United Way of the Coastal Empire. United Way of the Coastal Empire covers 4 counties, which includes Chatham, Bryan, Liberty, and Effingham County, and we work up here at the Effingham County office.
Our office serves as a local place so that residents of our county can get the services that they need here locally. Sometimes it's difficult to travel out of town to get those needs fulfilled. We're so grateful for the support that we get from this entire community. They give of themselves, they give financially to our campaign. This community has supported us for years. Our United Way office here in Rincon and Effingham County has been here 25 years, and we couldn't do what we do every day without the support of generous sponsors.
How long have y'all been with United Way? You tell me each at one at a time.
I've been with United Way for 2 years now.
I've been with United Way for 5 years.
And what got you started?
Oh, that's a good question.
I started as a volunteer looking for something to do as a stay-at-home mom, and then when a position opened up, I became the assistant director and now the area director. I can tell Elisa's story. She reached out to us as an intern in college. She was studying nonprofit management, and we were thrilled to get her in our office and see all of her skills and what a match she was for our need for an assistant director.
Yes, and going with that, I've always had a love for United Way. I've worked with a couple volunteering in my hometown and through my college, and now I'm glad to end up here at United Way of the Coastal Empire.
We're a team.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It all worthwhile. Each day in my life as I turn a new page.
Enjoy your lunch as much as I did. I'd love to thank Crystal Ledoux and the students with the Effingham College and Career Academy Culinary Arts Department for cooking, preparing, and serving our food today. Let's give them a hand.
It's you that makes this clown smile.
And now I get to introduce our guest speaker. First year we've had a speaker, and I know you're just really going to enjoy this. Brian T. Shirley has toured the United States, Canada, the Bahamas, and Japan for 25 years. His act consists of menology, not sure what that is, characters, storytelling, and improvisation. His subjects are growing up poor, relationships, the military, stories from his 3rd comedy book, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Club, his fine Southern gentleman character, whatever that is, and having fun with the audience. He's created and hosted 3 web series. He's appeared in web TV shows and indie films. Most recently, the documentary about his military and comedy career called Veterans in Blue, Brian T. Shirley, won Best Short Documentary Film in the Mako Project Film Festival. Please help me welcome Brian T. Shirley.
Thank you, thank you. Y'all make some noise for Julie right there. Please, make some noise for Julie. And Elise, who's handling the duties behind there and responsible for all the visual aids. Man, I gotta tell you, I usually wear a jacket and everything on stage, but they gave me a shirt, this beautiful shirt when I got here, so I could not mess it up with a jacket. So. Aren't these cool? Huh? Yeah. These are cool. Make some noise. points for the shirts, huh? For the shirts. I will tell you a little bit about myself before I get started. I am originally from the north. Cool, one person. Oh yeah, we're in Rincon, aren't we? Yeah. I'm from the north part of Georgia. Yeah. You know, I was in West Virginia not too long ago. West Virginia. Anybody from West Virginia? Because I can slow down. Okay. I was up there in Beckley, man, and I said I was from the north, and it got quiet, kind of like today. Got real quiet. All I heard was a that's all I heard. And I told them, as I will tell you, I'm originally from Marietta, Georgia. That's where I grew up, Marietta. And of course, as soon as I said that, this guy stood up and went, no, you ain't! You said it wrong! What are you talking about? It's May Redder! Georgia. You know what I learned? You don't argue with people like that. I said, you're right, sir. I have too many teeth to say it that way. He got mad. I said, don't get mad, get some teeth. I will tell you what I think about, though, when I think about United Way, and I'll do some of that for you folks today, too. The big thing I think about that y'all do, and I know you help the underprivileged, United Way helps elderly, also people that deal with inclement weather like we just had. But the number one thing, I think, besides the food, the money, and all those things, is hope. You can't put a price tag on hope. So if you've got an organization like United Way that provides that hope, nothing else can top that. And let's give them one more round for the United Way. Actually, this is kind of weird because we were supposed to do this, what, 2 weeks ago. And it's a Tuesday, I think, or no, Wednesday, right? Same day. So all of a sudden Irma comes by. You know Irma? Yeah, so Irma comes by, and I've been there 25 years. I was after Hugo and all that. I've been through a few hurricanes there in Charleston. You know, I live in a 1-bedroom, I'm right off Ashley River. So Monday, yeah, sitting there in my apartment door and I'm watching the river come up the street, you know? And I'm like, wow, that's pretty weird. And I saw the neighbors across from me starting to flood their sidewalk. Looked like a river. I'm going, because I do web series and stuff, I'm thinking, man, I should film this. Then I saw the water going up in the car and I went, I gotta get the heck out of here. So I did, true story. I left and my apartment got flooded. And I lost, you know, nothing big, but I can sympathize with these people now, especially in Puerto Rico and stuff. And that's why it's organizations like this. When you go through something like that, you're like, and I didn't have insurance and everybody kicks me in the butt, but if they just saw my furniture, then it says, don't worry about it. Something else I always do, every show I do, and I feel I have to do this, is I pay homage to the men and women that serve this country. So if we have any veterans or anybody currently serving, I want to make some noise for those people too. Our military people, please make some noise. A group this large, I would be amazed if there's no veterans or currently serving the military in the room. So I will ask, where are veterans or currently serving Army? Okay. Air Force. Do you have Air Force? Marines. Yes. That is a Marine. What's a Marine? Thank you. And Navy. We got Navy? Cool. All right. Make some noise. We got some here. I told you. Almost every branch. Oh, I forgot. Coast Guard, Boy Scouts. Same thing. All right. Let's relax. This is still comedy. I was in the Air Force, I was in the United States Air Force for a little while. Thanks. And what happened? I know what the Marines say, and trust me, it's dead. Actually, I was in Japan. I did Okinawa and Fuji for the Marine bases over there. And idiot me, I told them I was in the Air Force live on stage. Stupid. Yeah. Only the military will get that. Because what do you think I heard? Chair Force, ooh, you know. Thought you were talking about the military. You know what I told them though? Is you can't back down from a Marine, you can't show weakness. I said, look, I wanted to be in the Marines originally, but I scored too high on the test. So, you laughing? Yeah. Let me know if there's a red dot on my head. Actually, that was the last joke I did. I made an exit right there, right behind me. What one on stage? I worked on B-1 bombers. I was stationed in Abilene, Texas for a little while. Before I got on the plane, a buddy of mine pulled me aside and said, Brian, when you get to Abilene, there's going to be a beautiful woman behind every tree out there in Abilene, Texas. There are no trees in Abilene, Texas. There's some bushes. Hey, how you doing? One thing that civilians don't sometimes understand about the military is that it's tough to get a job when you get out, according to what you did while you were in, correct? What was your job in the Navy?
On destroyers.
You were on destroyers. That was your job, to sit on the destroyer? Hey, get on that destroyer. Yes, sir. All right. Good job. Now, I got to tell you, though, when you work on something like B-1 bombers, it was avionics maintenance technician, right? So that was electronics. I thought, you see what I'm doing now, right? This check, that's as close as I get to electronics. I wasn't retired. What kind of experience do you have? I worked on B-1s. Oh, okay. Well, here's what you can do to our corporation. Pay attention. When this buzzer goes off, you're going to pull these fries up out of the grease like this right here. Okay, we got a guy that was in the Navy who stood on the ship and hand them to him because he got it was a customer. There are two things that do not go together, and it's rednecks and karaoke. See, the same people are pissed. I said that in West Virginia. Oh my God. This guy said, "You better not make fun of karaoke. I tell you what, I'll take you outside. We're gonna have a conversation." Well, you gotta be able to talk first, sir. Anyway, I saw this redneck. Some of y'all get this stuff a little late. I can't even drink water. Give me a little time to catch up. So, this guy was singing karaoke one night, redneck. Singing Crocodile Rock by Elton John. You know the part where it goes, la 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 la. This guy went, L.A., 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 L.A. I'm Brian T. Shirley. Thank you all so much. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, Brian. We appreciate that so much. Well, Brian talked about his granddad, and now I'm going to talk about my granddad. Growing up, I called my grandfather Pap. And Pap was a carpenter, and he was a good carpenter, highly sought after in our county for his quality craftsmanship. And I was his apprentice. In the summer times, I would go with him to jobs and watch him build houses. And one summer, we were going to a house that was probably about halfway finished. And we get there, get out of his truck, get inside. And Pap starts milling around, looking for the tools that he needs for what he's going to do that day. And he's kind of quiet. And then he starts walking out, and he said, "Come on, baby, we got to go back home." And I said, "I'm surprised, why are we leaving?" "No, I was really ready for this." And he said, "Baby, you never start a job unless you have the right tools to do it with." And those words still ring true to me today in my role with United Way.
Our total this year, grand total for the pay setters, is $78,720. Great way to start off our campaign. Thank you all. I would now like to introduce the United Way Coastal Empire Campaign Chair for this year, Dr. Todd Salini. So, thank you so much for everything you've done.
The campaign is not just about an overall dollar. Important to fund those agencies and those services. but it's about one by one impacting people's lives. We had the comedian talk about a flood, right? I don't know how many times this family's used the United Way or service, but that's an option. If they picked up the phone, called 211, there would have been an opportunity. So engaging at that level. Many of you engage in volunteerism, and going out there and working at one of these agencies is bar none. You get that hands-on experience, you feel it, and quite frankly, it's a great employee engagement event. United Way, led by Elise out in this county, professional development seminars are going to happen at the United Way Center every other month for free. Come out and utilize that. So the United Way is not just here at the time of fundraising. They're here year-round, impacting people's lives one by one. And I think that's where this theme deals. As an educator, many educators in the room, thank you for what you do. As an educator, my job and why I got into my field was those conversations you were having with stakeholders one at a time. That student that didn't think they could go to college that ended up walking across the stage at the community college I used to work at. Or the pharmacy student who said, I persevered all along and I want to get through South University. It's really about one by one impacting people's lives, and we continue to do. So my message for you is stay humble. This is not the room to say you have to engage. You're here, you're engaged. It's about spreading that message one by one. It's about advocating for the United Way and their services, regardless of who you're talking to. I have the privilege of being able to do that every day right now in this role. Doesn't matter which county I walk into, I'm talking United Way. One of the associates bought me a little bracelet that says United Way of the Coastal Empire, and I wear it every day because my job is to move the needle every day. And whether that's the fundraising needle, the volunteer needle, or the advocacy needle, you got to do those things. This is a great start. So I get the privilege of telling the Effingham County Goal, which is a heck of a start. Tess and Ryan, thank you for your leadership in the Pacesetter campaigns, and obviously the companies involved in it. But the Effingham Goal this year, I get a drum roll, Elise? She's going to make one up. Watch this. Thank you. $320,000. I want to thank the partners again, Effingham Health Systems, Georgia Pacific, Georgia Power, and obviously the Effingham College and Career Academy. Without this partnership and this convening of organizations and nonprofits, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for all you do for Effingham County and our region. Have a great day.
All the simple things in life, all the little things you say and do, or that wipe away the pain and strife. That's why, baby, I love you, because they are.
How you doing, folks? Brian T. Shirley back in Charleston, South Carolina, after about a 4-hour round trip to Georgia and back, and I'm just showing you the pile that is still here after 2 weeks. Irma came by, and that's my dresser, my love seat, my living room table still out there. But anyway, great gig today. And comics will tell you, man, sometimes it's cool to have a nice day gig like this. You got the rest of the day to myself. It's only going on 4 o'clock. Down, did the morning gig, came back, and I'm just showing you the street. The reason that stuff's still sitting there is because that river came all the way up this street, and I'll show you where the river is. All right, here we are, folks, right down from my apartment, and as you can see, it's high tide right now. 2 weeks ago and 2 days ago, Irma hit, and right out there is the Ashley River going underneath 526. Pushed that, it had a huge storm surge. I've been here, I don't know, 7 to 10 years and been through some pretty bad weather. Never saw the water come all the way up the street. That storm surge was so bad, it pushed all this water up to the end of the street and then up the street to my apartments and flooded me out. and that's why you see stuff sitting on the side of the road still. They had so much stuff to pick up. They still haven't even gotten to our stuff yet, and there's still trees and limbs and things, piles all up and down the road. So it was pretty bad. But anyway, just showing you a little bit of what happens when you live close to a river. But I love the gig today. It was great, and I might be doing it next year, do some different stuff that I did today, and we'll see. They want me to come back, and I'm sure willing to do it. Anyway, Brian T. Shirley, BTS on the road. Next, I'll be again with Dennis Aloya. We're doing our magic comedy and improv extravaganza this time at a place you've seen on this series, and that is the Fleet in Goose Creek this Saturday. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Spread the word, tell your friends about it. Got an announcement coming up about BTS on the road soon. So y'all take care. Thanks, and have a good one.
Remind me of you. They all remind me of your kindness, love, and affection. Everything about